Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hopefully everything's working and up and running. So welcome to another Rokoko office hours. We're doing a couple extra ones, I think, for the remaining time we have left for the animation challenge, which we're running right now, which is up there, little graphic. But if you didn't know, we're running a animation challenge contest right now, the Perfect Loop Challenge, $23,000 in prizes. Two categories. Hey guys. Hey everyone. And today we're just gonna focus on recording some free mocap. There's a bunch of mocap that's on the the request list that we haven't gotten to yet. It's fake depth of field, Woody, but good to see. I'm gonna turn it off actually in a second because I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast. Which always slows down everything, but makes things look good. So yeah, Faraday Infinity, what's up? We're just making mocap. We might edit some mocap if we have time, but we're just focusing on the mocap today, and also looking at work in progress if you want. I've been looking in the Discord, and there's not a ton of stuff on the work in progress feedback channel for the Perfect Loop, but if you want some feedback from me for what it's worth, you can throw it up there right now. We can take a look at it. The stuff that I have been seeing, let's see here. Oh, wrong thing. Gotta have the right display. Nope, that's the wrong one too. Display 4. What the heck? And then, where am I? Hello. We can go over what's in there, what I've seen so far. There's something happening with this incredible Sonic thing. I don't know if this is for Perfect Loop or not, but this is dope. Whatever this is. Really cool toon shader being made by Metal Sonic, but sad. Bocce in the background, barking her head off. I saw this one a little while ago, which looks super cool. Looks like it's I think this might be the final. They were gonna improve some resolution, but badass spaceship submission. This is amazing. Whatever is happening here, I didn't even know if this was CG at first, but this is looking great. And we're not going to look at any official entries, but ooh, we got something from Pip Osho. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Pip, good to see you. This looks awesome. I wonder what this is. This is Unreal, I'm assuming. We're going to do some saxophone. I don't know if your requests were the saxophone and drum requests, but we are going to do those today. Get our sax. Yeah, good to see you. I love this style too. This should be awesome. These look like Daz characters to me. I recognize this guy, which I love. I love Daz. Lots of blend shapes to play with. Cool. Yeah. We'll bust those out. Atelier. I still haven't gotten you the Doctor Strange needle injection, but we're gonna do that. I feel like maybe we'll do that first, even, because I know I said I would get that done and I didn't. So I think that's where we're gonna start. And you wanted that with face capture, I'm pretty sure. So nice. Etch a Sketch. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Luke is awesome. Running shit for us. Doing the one-on-ones. Killing it. Okay, I'm throwing on a little face cap because we're going to get some junkie injecting themselves vibe. But yeah, Pip, this looks great. Looks like you just need some mocap to get started, and so that'll be good. Hopefully, we can help you out with that. Okay, so I'm going to plug in. Yes, Etch a Sketch. And we have a bunch of tutorials about metahumans. I made a music video with the metahumans in 12 hours, and I kind of recorded that process. Oh, sorry, everyone. So that's up there. You can find that. That's bizarre, Faraday. Left arm is significantly less accurate for you. The only thing, I don't know, which suit are you using, Faraday? Like, is it a V1? Is it a V2? Are you using the... It could be magnetic interference, depending on what suit you're using. It could also be... you're using a Pro 1, and how are you powering the gloves? Or is it no gloves? This is a bike helmet, Kana. This is like a BMX bike helmet. And then I just zip tied a selfie stick to the top of it. Which is how I do my face capture. With gloves. And so how are you powering the gloves? Like with one battery, with two batteries? Because sometimes if you're using a single battery, it's possible... I mean, I use a big anchor battery for the gloves when I was using a V1, and it was working fine. Sometimes the batteries, like if you're seeing a new change, sometimes they have bad power management between the ports, right? It's like a two-ported, battery. And so sometimes you could try and like use either a different battery or like plug in the gloves to their own batteries and just see if you have a third battery around. Hey, agent, you can like just trying to eliminate a battery issue. Could be a battery issue. Nice, agent. That's the goal. So that would be what I would try first, and when the gloves are engaged, if you're using the gloves, they're doing a lot of work for the tracking. So if they're getting funky battery signal, like unreliable battery signal, that can cause problems with the arms that can trickle down. But I mean, hopefully that's what it is. Maybe it's something more nefarious. I don't know. Okay. Let me get plugged in here. Add my actor profile. And Atelier, we're going to have to do these in multiple shots. And you would have to combine them. Because I don't think that's just how I would do it. So I think that's what we'll do. I would contact support Faraday, see what they say. But yeah, but the multiple battery thing would be that would be the first thing I would check. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my background blur here. Okay, so what are we doing? We are doing some drug addict sitting on a sofa, injecting a syringe in his arm, and his face reaction changes from frustrating to satisfying. And the environment changes, and then he's floating in the environment. So we'll do floating, and then he like comes back to the couch, I think is what you wanted. Nice. Thanks, Faraday. I hope that helps. Good luck. Okay, let's inject some shit in our arms. Okay. Yeah, this is, I don't come up with the ideas. I mean, this sounds cool. Okay, let's do it. So that's how I would kind of do it, right? I would like, let's look, take a peek at that and see what we thought. Frustration to, and then yeah, he would like shoot up, right? I don't know why. Might have to do some editing on that. Yeah. Yeah, I tapped my arm. I gotta get the vein. Gotta get the vein going good. So now we'll do like floating in space. And maybe getting pushed around, kind of. Okay, let's do floating in space. Getting like pushed back down into the seat. I also did another floating one for the last office hours that was the before smear balls, so you could use that one for floating as well. And then let's do coming back down into the couch. I'm just gonna push this back. Let's do that again. That kind of thing. Pretty good. Pretty good acting. If there's anything else, you just speed this up. You know, you'd have to like. What I should do is have a real couch. Kind of thing. Cool. If we want more facial mocap, we can do it. Put your request. I don't have any other. Oh, there might be some other on the sheet, but we can hop back into it and do some more if people have more facial mocap. No, it does not Etch a Sketch. So we make a chest-mounted harness that I personally don't like a lot. Some people really like it, so I never say that it's not good because some people love it. But unfortunately, the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is basically get a bike helmet and just strap on a selfie stick and then just put your phone on there. And I use a GoPro selfie stick, so it's got some adjustable kind of things on it, so you can kind of adjust it to where your face is. But yeah, the it's so silly that the only good iPhone holding helmet is like $1,200. Yeah. Would love to try something out with the mocap of you picking stuff up. Nice, Brooke. Do you want me to do that? We did some things like that before. I think in office hours in free mocap 10. Yeah, Etch a Sketch. Hopefully, ironically, by that time, I think that's when we're hoping to have things back. Like in, at one point we were shipping out suits the day after you ordered it, but just global supply crisis kind of killed that. Nice, Brooke Dribble. That's awesome. Yeah, let me know if you want me to pick things up and look at them and put them back down, because we can. Object putting mocap. Yeah, we do. Yeah, so that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna cruise, and you guys put suggestions or requests in the chat, and I'll get to them. Otherwise, I got a big long list here of back mocap to do, so we're gonna do it. This one is guy punching the floor angrily like a guy that hates the horrid events that came down upon him. The punches are at least 70 BPM. Let's just look up 70 BPM. 70 BPM. What does it sound like? So at least 70. So that's like more than fast enough, I think. Okay, let's do that. And it's a person punching the floor angrily. Okay, so they've been screwed over. Undo that. Delete moving chair mocap. Very compelling. Let's do it again. Pretty good. Punching floor mocap. Let's look how it. Yeah. So obviously going to be some things you need to fix. God, you always think you look so much more badass punching the floor than you actually turn out to be. Agent Kane. So there's 2 steps to animation cleanup. One step is doing it in Rokoko Studio, where it's pretty easy. Let's do some right now. Actually, we don't really have a good one to do, but it's things like this. It's like you go and you just make sure that the feet are like lifting at the right time. So that's pretty easy. Then there's mocap cleanup in a program, and that's also actually pretty easy and pretty essential, I'm finding more and more. So you can do it. Blender and Maya make it really easy. Cinema 4D is a lot harder in. Unreal it's a lot harder in. I recommend Maya for cleanup, and really it can take me just a few minutes to do cleanup, and it fixes a bunch of problems. This is a suit running, so you can kind of see for yourself the quality. I think it's fantastic. It really matters if you have a Wi-Fi router that is in the room with you. That is, I'm on a 5G channel because the router's in the room, and that makes like a ton of difference. iClone does a really good job of live, and then we just, we had a stream with Smearballs yesterday, and he's a big iClone user, and he's an iClone 8, and he was showing off some of his workflows, so I recommend going and checking that out. Okay. Yes, Atelier. I'll try to get these up today. And maybe before we end, I will make sure that those files are up. We'll edit them. Yeah, Pip, that makes it a lot easier, the control rig. Yeah, Agent Kane, I hope that helps. iClone is a pretty badass solution, it turns out. It's great. Okay, so a sports spectator in a standing position cheering the action with his arms or her arms, raised fists, and pulling them down when something exciting happens. So let's do that. Watching sports. Pretty good spectatory. So I think we nailed that one. What do we got next? We got a person in front of a cupboard, picks up a bag of potatoes, opens it, grabs a potato, and eats it. Okay, so let's do that. Let's eat some potatoes here. So as always, do our straight pose. And it doesn't say where they're getting this bag from. Picks up a bag of potatoes. Okay, I'm going to say that the bag of potatoes is on the ground. So that's what we're going to do. So that doesn't have to be potatoes, obviously, but hopefully that's what that person was looking for. Like a supermarket. We could do another. I think there was another one, like eating food and putting things up and down on a. Where is it? Prayer, security guard. Drug addict. No. Nice. Mateo, if that was you, if there's anything else you want, I can do another one of those. I feel like that. I could do something more generic too. Walking up and eating something. Yeah, of course. You're welcome. My pleasure. Okay, what do we got now? Playing the drums. Let's play the drums and play the sax. That's for you, Pix. I'm pretty sure. I got my chopsticks already. My drumsticks, chopsticks. Nice, Origin beavering away. That's good. I like that. Okay, let's play the drums a little bit. So that's a long one, picks. So that kind of thing. What you could do, let's open that up. Because what you could do is just take parts of that you need. And I always also include the actual project file, the Rokoko Studio project file. So you can always take the project file and like if there's a part that you just want maybe just looping, like just, let's say like this. Can we loop this? So I'll make this loopable. So you could, download this project file and open it up in Rokoko Studio. You put the save folder in the folders with all the other projects in your Rokoko Studio folder, which you can always find by just going to open folder in Rokoko Studio. And this is where all your save files are. And so I always include these whole files when I upload the free mocap. And so you can just put that file into your Rokoko Smart Suit Studio projects folder, and then you can open up the project itself and make changes because maybe you want to loop a different part of the mocap. But let's try looping this and see what happens. So it's probably going to mess up the hands, but this should just be a perfect loop. Yeah, so this will just loop forever. Yeah. Cool. So you can, I'll leave it to you at that point. Playing the drums. My dad and my brother are both drummers, so I know a little bit. Let's play the sax. Let's play the saxophone, though. And I wish I had a saxophone prop, but I don't. We're going to use this instead. How do you... Sax? Right. Kind of thing, right? Well, it won't mess up the magnetic interference in the hands because the hands they don't have magnetic interference. So that's always nice. Could mess it up on the suit. Okay, playing the sax. I don't know about the end part there, but hopefully that's some sax playing. You know it. You know it. I can play all the fake instruments. Cool. Okay, great. Let me know if you want anything else. You want some piano? What'd you have in that scene? Oh yeah, you got a keyboard, standing keyboard? We got to do that. Come on. Oh wait, music and sound rhythm reference. Okay, I think hopefully what I've done so far will work. Yeah, we can definitely do playing the keyboard. Let's do it. I'm just gonna play on this surface in front of me, but you might have to, go in and fix some stuff. With the hands. Some keyboard. There we go. Pretty good, I think. Should do the trick, hopefully. Let me know if there's anything else you want. Otherwise, let's keep going through. Okay, we got basic table tennis forehand swing and then a backhand swing. So let's play some table tennis. I love ping pong, so this will be good too. My sensor is a little... What's going on with my head? Might need a repower. Okay, table tennis. Oof. Let's redo that. Let's redo that there. Okay. It's a little taunting there at the end. Crashing on chair. Yeah, hurting foot. I think that looks pretty good. Ooh, a little glitchy there. Let's look at that. Resurrection animations are next. Oh, looks pretty good. Love me some ping pong. Okay, resurrection. Hey, I thought it'd be cool to have some resurrection animations. So it starts from the ground on your side, and you take a deep breath of panic and get confused and wake up. Yeah, let's try it. Always a bit of a crapshoot with lying on the ground. But we'll see what we can get here. I think that hopefully is what they were looking for. Whew. Pretty good. Okay, let's keep cruising. Okay, sword swings in different directions. We can definitely do this, a swoosh swoosh combo. One-handed and two-handed attacks. And then there's also a like Japanese unsheathing the sword. Which we've done before, that samurai, but we've never done it with the proper thumb thing, so we'll do that. Sword swings in different directions. Okay, we'll just do a bunch of sword swings, and then, yeah, hopefully that'll be, and we'll kind of end it in idle each time. And it's always really important to use props when you're doing things like sword swings, because it just matters. It makes your arm behave differently when you're actually holding something in your hand. So even something that's a little bit longer and a little bit heavier is going to help your hand sell that there's weight in it. That's too long. And see, this even has some weight on the end. It's got the base, so it really, my hand can't move. Oh, it's like, it's hard, actually. Easier with 2 hands. That's why it's hard to hold a sword. Sweet. Hopefully that worked, John Markup. That was what you were looking for. Put any other things in the chat and we'll do them. Okay, let's do a sword. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, so that's a couple. Now I'm going to try it because this is really heavy. I'm going to try it again just using the heavier side as the base. That should make it a little bit better. Kind of shaky, but hopefully those should work. I think there was like Jedi deflecting shot and then a ground force slam. You know I want to do that. That's always fun. Okay, let's do that. Anyone else watching Kenobi? So good. Can't wait. I just put on a couple minutes of it because I was super curious this morning. It looked badass. Opening was crazy. Can't wait to watch the rest of it. Okay, Jedi deflecting shots. See how that looked. God, I could do Jedi stuff all day long. Woo, Agent Kane. Yeah, I bet it's so good. I'm so excited for it. It's a little shaky. Some glitches, it looked like. I'm going to do one without using the prop. I'll just be able to move around a little bit better. Do one more of those. Okay, we'll get the lightsaber from the belt this time. There we go. That should be fine. Okay, let's keep moving. Glass hands. Yes. So that's with inertial mocap, there's always going to be an element of your hands not aligning perfectly. And that's just something that you need to fix and clean up. Thankfully, it's really easy to do depending on the program you're in. But Blender, there's free. Blender's a great way to clean mocap, and it's free, and it's not that tough. And for shots like that where you need to do it, it's just good to learn how to do it because it's just kind of a part of mocap. I used to think that there was a world in which you could get away with it, but really for none of the systems, because the character proportions are often so different, or they're wearing pieces of clothing that you get clipping, like there's always going to be an element of cleanup usually. So it's just a good thing to learn. I recommend Maya. We have a bunch of tutorials on the channel. On Maya, we have some for Blender. We did a stream with Shutter Authority a few weeks ago, and he was showing off how he uses the Mixamo add-on. He kind of uses like a little jury-rigged workaround where he retargets to a Mixamo skeleton, then he uses that skeleton to feed into a Mixamo control rig on his character, where he then has an IK control rig to do his motion editing. He can just move his hand wherever. And Auto Rig Pro. Yeah. HIK. Yeah, it's great as well. Okay, so that was pretty good sword swings. Okay, we need the Bato Jutsu, craft of drawing out the sword. So and we're just gonna do it without holding a prop because I don't have a good sword prop in here. Actually, no, we're gonna use this one. We're just gonna shorten it back down. So I have something to grab. Okay, let's try it. So with some cleanup, I think that should probably work. Holding a baseball bat, but kind of tapping it in one hand like a bad guy threatening someone. Oh, that's easy to do. Yeah, we can totally do that. Although, again, it's like you'd have to edit that hand. Look at my dramatic as shit samurai. This is pretty good, man. It's okay. I'm not a samurai, as it turns out. Let's do the baseball bat one. I think I missed the calibration. Calibrate it again. My dog just freaking out. The mini Chewbacca. She's out there, barking at our neighbors. Quite a landing in the hand every time. I guess that's what it looks like. Huh. So you just need to do some mocap editing to get it all to align right. Pretty cool though. I like that a lot, actually. What else do we got? What else do we got? What else do we got here? Okay, sitting on the floor adjusting straps on ballet shoes. So I saw this. Yeah, we can try and do that. 635 frames is too many frames. We're not going to do that many frames, but we'll do it hopefully in a way that it could be looped, and so then you could loop it. But 635 frames, that's a lot of tying of your shoes. Yeah, the hand impact will probably sell it more, if anything. Okay, so I'm going to try a ballet slipper adjustment here, which is, I looked at the reference, and it's kind of intense, so I'll try my best. Let me try it again. I'm curious to see how that looked. So you need to adjust that. That doesn't look horrible. Okay, I was just looking at the computer screen the whole time, so try that again. I think that one was pretty good. So this is one of the best uses for the drift fix filter, in my opinion. So because only this foot is on the ground, right? And this foot is reading as off the ground, although it is on the ground. I mean, maybe if we just... What happens if we just do this? No. Oh, I gotta put on foot IK. Let's try foot IK. And then drift fix. Drift fix is really good for when there's one foot off the... Well, yeah, because it's moving a little bit. So I just use that, and maybe it wouldn't be drifting over as much. Let's see. So you just have to, this is going to take some cleanup just because of the way the Rokoko tools work. I'll clean it up the best I can. A careful, slow walk with your hand prepared to draw a sword. I can do it for a very short space. You know what? And then you could make it loopable, actually. Let's try and do a walk cycle here. Okay. Actually, fuck this. Hold on. Excuse me. Excuse my French. Just want to redo my camera. I think we can do a good one here. Let's try it. Let's see how that looked. Ooh, this needs cleanup. Hardcore. Hold on, let's clean it up really quickly because I'm curious. I was too subtle with my foot movements. Let's try that. It's just, man, you got to edit your mocap. It just makes such a world of difference. So now if we were just to grab like, so left foot, right, coming off the ground is our loop point. Make this loopable. So now you have a little walk cycle. So you can go in and do this if you want. Otherwise, I'll just leave it as a walking forward. Cool. Okay, we got more. What are we doing? What are we doing? Zombie style animations, baby. Yeah, we can do a couple zombie style animations. We can do a walk cycle or two. We can do a like turning, and we can do like a feeding maybe. Let's do those three. Okay, let's do the walk cycle first. Always cool to do a little zombie. Clean that up. Let's process that. I just want to see it. Cool, and you can turn this into a walk cycle as well. Now let's do like a zombie turning. Like a bite on their hand. Zombie turning. Let's do a zombie feeding. Zombie feeding. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You can hear my little Pretty good zombie stuff, if I do say so myself. Oh, this one's fun. Inflatable air dancer. So I'm assuming that's like... Okay, with legs apart. Let's try and do this. This is tough. Sweet D. Reynolds has the market on this dance. This is something, I think Ian Hubert released a video on how to do this in Blender really well using like cloth, inflatable tube man dancing. So there's a really good tutorial for this thing, which is probably better than using mocap for it. Like using a procedural dynamic solution. But I'll try it. That's the inflatable tube man dance. Inflatable tube man dance. Okay. A crazy walk. So like the what are they called in Last of Us? Lurkers? Or shriekers? No, I forget what they're called. I can try and do that. I think you need more space to do. Because the walk cycles aren't going to loop as well. But I can try. Clickers. That's going to be tough to loop. Let me try again. Kind of thing. Might be tough to loop that. That's something I'd want to do with more space. This is pretty good though. Okay. Sitting like an airplane pilot, looks to the left and ecstatically waves and goes back to front. And there is a reference. Let's take a peek at it. Pilot waves to camera on my tug. Interesting. Okay. So left hand waves. Pilot, let's say holding the stick with the right hand then. So the reference was like of a plane passing by the camera and the pilot looks over at the person holding the camera and waves. I don't know what that was from. Let's try it. Didn't know exactly what they wanted, so hopefully there's something in there that works. Character looking at itself and inspecting while standing in front of a mirror. After a while, it reaches out and touches the mirror. Cool. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. think that probably did the trick there. Okay, what are we? Security guard holding a rifle, standing and checking if anyone would make a suspicious move or not. Okay, I can do that. Easy peasy. We also did a Star Wars stream with Locher a few weeks back where we did some Stormtrooper rifle mocaps. So that would maybe be a good place to find some of those too. So, a bunch of different movements in there that they can use, hopefully. This one's good, a prayer. Sitting on your heels, desperately praying for the mercy of their God. That's good. And there'll probably be some cleanup for the prayer, but I think I'll still do this movement because it's better to do it and then clean it up than to like try to approximate it. You know, because my hands aren't going to be steady. So let's do it. Yeah, so it's going to need mocap cleanup, but I think that would be pretty good, probably. Rowing a boat weekly. Cool. Let's do it. Let's row this boat weekly. Happy I didn't put away my chair. Rowing a boat weekly. I like it. Ugh. I think that did it. Can figure out how to row there for a second. Formula One driver. Small calculated head, hand, and foot movements with jitter from the vehicle and bumps in the road. So I can try this, but this is going to be the sort of thing where you end up doing a lot of the animation by hand animation. It can be useful to have the body to start, but then like if your hands are going to be on the wheel, normally I'll kill the arm keyframes on my mocap and just create IK chains holding onto the wheel, and then I can animate the wheel for the hand movement because it's hard because with, just inertial mocap, it's going to be hard to get the hands exactly where you want. But yeah, let's try it. So it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag on that one. Yeah, I would just do it all by IK rig. That's really the key with driving, I think. An idle look, my favorite kind of mocap, an idle. Let's do it. We have a bunch of idles that we've done that are in the free mocap. But let's do another one. Basic idle. There you go. Sure. Sure, Origin. We'll do someone watching an airplane pass over. Kind of thing, and it looks like it was a little... This is another thing where you're probably going to have to edit the mocap because I'm sure the hand wasn't in the right place the whole time. It actually looks pretty good, but that clearly needs to be edited. Needs to be put up against the head. Oh, Siri think that I'm on it. Excuse me, phone. I'm not talking to you. Ernest, Emmett, what's up? No, stop, phone. Oh my god, it's Siri. Ugh, Siri. Picking up on my words. Cool. And a character in a boat trying to catch a fish with a fishing rod, but then they fail. They lose the fish. Let's do that. That's fun. And I'm just going to use a little prop for this. Let's do it. That's what I imagine it's like. Yeah, so there we go. Looking pretty good. Unless anyone else has anything they want to do, we're going to quickly clean up that first Atelier Your mocap just to get it up right now in the Google Drive folder. So I'm going to have to go through the rest of this afternoon to clean it up. But last chance for Gianmarco, a death animation. Sword hits in the center of my body and my fall to... We've already done that. So that is somewhere... I gotta put... I think I'm going to have another folder I'll make on the Google Drive where it's just the mocap instead of in the zips. Pip, of course. Rapunzel lowering her hair out of a castle. Okay. Rapunzel lowering her hair. So she's like, is she She's like lowering her hair. Okay, let's try it. No, not your bad at all. I just think we already have. I just don't have a blanket, and this. I just changed offices, and this office isn't carpeted, so falling on the ground is not. I need to get a blanket or something in here. Leaning out. Okay. Rapunzel. Rapunzel. Okay, let's try it. Something like that? That kind of vibe? Nice. Mocap editing is amazing. I really encourage anyone who isn't doing it and is just trying to use raw mocap to learn it, because it's so quick and easy. And especially if you're Sam. Oh, Sam, did you have something? Is that the Sam from the Discord? No, that was something else. But yeah, mocap editing is super easy, and especially, hey, Soto, what's going on? Good to see you. Shit. I think, Soto, are you a mod on Clint's? Oh, hey, Sam. Good to see you. Yeah, Sam's got to stick together. Soto might be a mod on Clint's channel? Yeah, I think if you are, we all love you. You're doing God's work over there. The Lord's work. Keeping us all in check. Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so last calls for mocap. Hell yeah, of course. You kidding me? That you guys are really, man, you do so much for the community. We all really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. You guys really, it's one of the reasons I'm thankful to be in CG is because we have things like Clint's channel and Discord, which is the challenges and everything is, helps me get better. And yeah. So Agent Kane, we do this every week on Thursdays. Next Thursday, we're actually we have a guest with Elaine Bowie, who's an amazing Instagram CG person. A lot of vellum. Hell yeah, they are. Soto, I don't know what gender you are. I won't presume, but yeah, I know. Everyone knows those mods, man. But yeah, we do it every Thursday, and we're gonna be doing more of these live streams until the challenge is over, and maybe more in general. So we'll probably do another one of these on Tuesday, then we'll have a guest on Thursday, and yeah, you can also you can request mocap, which I believe you can find the link for that in the Discord channel. Where is that? I'll put it in the description below of this after the stream. But for now, I'm going to... nice, Agent Kane. Yeah, do it. I'm just going to... Well, I'm going to just... Hold on. I'm going to lower this. Hold on. I'm going to turn my camera off for a second. Oh, wrong thing. Lower this guy down. Oof. Unplug. Take my gloves off. Oop. Turn my nifty, background blur back on so I look nice and crisp. Ooh, good sesh. That was good. Okay, and we're just gonna edit this mocap really quick. Because Atelier, I said that I would, and I haven't yet. So let's do it. Let's make sure these are up. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna throw on a drift fix filter. I'm gonna throw on foot IK. I'm gonna check the drift. Yep. So it looks like we got some drift. So fix that. Process changes. And I'll say it now if it hasn't been clear. Everyone, go check out the Punisher Discord, because that's the awesome weekly challenge that is ongoing. Lots of different things, and it's always a good thing to, challenge yourself. So this looks really good, I think. Get my syringe. This is pretty dark. My face is going. So maybe you'd cut around this, right? You're going to have to fix the hands a little bit. Ooh, sweet satisfaction. The only thing I'm tempted to do, because I have foot IK on, it's getting this bizarre... Can I key this off right here? Maybe. Let's try it. So you can actually key foot IK. No, doesn't do anything. It doesn't really work that well, though. Just delete that. I'm going to turn off foot IK and see how this looks. Because I kind of like that more. And yeah, so that kind of got rid of the drift. Did the drift fix filter. And then you don't have that weird body. Okay, so that's call this junkie injecting. Oh, this theme, this week's challenge is gravity. Then you guys anyone could use this. This is good. Gravity defying injecting and then being pulled up. Gravity, nice. Ooh, I don't... Wait, is that... That's for next week, though, right? Let's go check. Let's go check. What's the Clint challenge this week? Because this week was, I thought, a technical challenge. Nice. Okay, there's a new one. Gravity. Sweet. Yeah, I did not bother to participate with the technical challenge. Maybe I'll do some gravity. Okay, so this is floating. Well, it would also be good for gravity, probably. And this Atelier, you could go and you could, like, maybe you want to go and turn on treadmill. That could be kind of interesting. Give you even more of like a floaty vibe. But that one doesn't need any editing, so I'm going to call this junkie floating in space. And then we have hitting the ground. Which... I mean, that looks like okay too. It's gonna. You might want to go in and do more editing on this sort of thing. But you just have to do some, I think, some keying in post. What else was I gonna do for this? Let's try foot IK. Oh, drift fix. Yeah, drift fix. I bet drift fix. We'll fix. Ah, no, looks pretty good. Never mind. Let's try foot IK. Let's try it. See what happens. So it'd be like right here, like, boom. Yeah, looks pretty good with drift fix. So I'm gonna junkie landing on couch. Okay, and I'm just gonna export these at 100 human IK. Yeah, Soto, feel free to loop the server. I'd never know how to do that. Invite people. Here you go. I think that's the Discord channel. Yeah, the weekly challenges are great. Okay, let's open the folder. And then to get all this mocap, you're essentially going to go to, if we go to the description here, we have download this week's free mocap, which is in the description. You put in that URL, and it takes you to this page. And I'm just going to upload these guys right to the main page, Atelier. Oh! Damn. Whoops. Gotta do the face. Remove. Cancel. Face. Export that again. And then if you're like using a metahuman or whatever, I don't know if you are, but transferring the face is easier to do just by streaming it from Rokoko Studio. I always do, in part because I'm lazy, and in part because I'm not really, like for me, I would rather drop frames I'd rather have those frames available to me. Very rarely do I do slow motion stuff, but if I do, sometimes I'll use a higher frame rate, and then I want to have those keyframes. It makes for a bigger file, but to me, there's no difference really between like using the frame rate that's your end frame rate and 100 FPS. Like there probably is. It just, I just personally, it doesn't matter to me. It never ends up mattering in my work. And so I just use 100. It's also the base frame rate. I think that is, the other frame rates are locked unless you're a Studio Plus user. So yeah, and I don't really, I assume you're in Blender. You don't even need to scale it in like Maya or Cinema. It just doesn't matter. It won't convert it into slow motion if you drop it into your scene. Yes, that's a good point. Sotos makes a good point. That could cause problems. It also can cause problems sometimes, depending on the program that you're in, where you'll get really crazy. Because what it will do is it will drop frames, and sometimes the frame drops won't be even, and so you'll get like weird blending from one frame to another that doesn't match the mocap. I don't know. It can cause problems. It rarely does for me. But yeah, I think, yeah, that's a good point for simulations. Maybe you want to do it. Probably what you want to do is use the proper frame rate. I'm just lazy and it doesn't end up mattering to me. So I don't. 'Cause that's how I do it. It's so funny talking to Smearballs yesterday because his workflow is so loose too. It's really loose. There's so many different ways to do things. Whenever I look at Clint doing things, I'm like, holy shit, he's doing like, I don't do any of my own textures. Like sometimes I'll use like a dirt node or something like that, or a decal I'll do myself. But, depends on style. There's a bunch of good ways to do keyframe reduction in Blender, I know, right? And keyframe smoothing. I just saw someone doing a tutorial about that. I don't remember where it was. But anyway, Atelier, here's those. They're up here. I will have a proper, you know, free mocap file. But while we're here, let's just do it right now. I'm here. Let's do it. Free mocap FBX files. Let's create that, and let's just toss all of our mocap files directly in there. And then they'll just be a little bit easier to browse. Ooh, it's gonna take a while. Yes, Alt O. That's the shit right there. Alt O. In Maya, it's the Butterworth filter. In Cinema, I have no idea if it's even possible. I think it is, but it's messy. Oh my god, good job, everyone. We've recorded so much mocap. Look at this. This is crazy. I don't actually have a count. Some of these are, so that's 111. But some of these have facial animations, so they're like doubled, so it's probably not that many. A lot of clicking. And then we'll do these ones too. Carson Reed, our Destiny guy. Then we had our Locher one with some elites and some stormtrooper stuff. Then we did Shutter Authority with some mummies. And then what else did we do? Smearballs this week. And these are from Smearballs. So these are actually Smearballs himself doing these, which is fun. No, you can do cuts. So that question, I should go back in and clarify, Sam. But cuts are totally allowed. But it's a looping challenge, So the looping cut should ideally be hidden. It doesn't have to be. You'll still be able to submit, and we'll put you in the big montage or whatever. But especially for best original concept, if your loop is just a straight cut, you're probably not going to be getting a lot of points for that. And, I can only speak for myself, but I would imagine the other judges would probably feel the same way. There's so many clever ways to do looping cuts that are hidden. Just throw a pillar in front of your camera. Just have the camera do a camera shake and then put a hidden cut in there between the first and the last frames, where it loops. I think another really good thing to do, which is here, let me show you this. This is what we did a few weeks ago. So nope, not that. So this is Superman. We made this 2 weeks ago. Oh sure, yeah. Atelier, let me pull this up. Okay. Where am I going? Documents. So I'm just gonna put this up as a temp, and I'm gonna replace this because I don't have the rest of the mocap Atelier. So that has the SREC file. So 40 minutes after all this stuff uploads, it'll be up. But yeah, so this one, so here is the beginning of the animation, right? What I like to do is, I think this is, so there's the hidden cut, right? It's just like, it's not ideal. Like I could have done this a little bit better. But it's like pretty good, I think, as a hidden cut. But the loop, so what I did is I put the hidden cut in there, right? And then I lined up the files a couple times. And so the actual loop though is from the right, like is from a straight on, not hidden cut, right? So it's ending, the video just looped. But the actual hidden cut of the loop is not the beginning frame, because often for those hidden cuts, you have to put them like a cloud passes in front, right? And starting your video on frame 1 being this is a little bit of a bummer, right? It doesn't have to, because you just start it here, and then it will, because you're just it's a bunch of loops that you've got. I don't know if this is making sense, but that's what I like to do with loops with a hidden cut, a swish cut. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what it is. It goes into someone's back as they're walking, and then it's cut or whatever. There's a cut. But yeah. So that's just one of many ways that you can do hidden cuts, and a newspaper flying up in front or something. There's a million things you can do. I would recommend doing, not just having the cut be the loop, because that isn't really it is a loop, but it's not really a loop. If you get what I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, but I think cuts are fine, because if you want to have a longer scene, there's like lots of scenes, like one scene. Exactly. Yeah. Right. You can do perfect, and you can do perfect match cuts too. Like one thing that I was thinking about doing for mine, which I've been making a bunch of loops, but not ones that I think I'll submit. Not that I'm in the running, but I just want to make one too, because I like having fun and making loops too. But like a stormtrooper, and like the first shot is like coming out of the stormtrooper's like reflective helmet, right? And then the stormtrooper like gets up and like looks around and like is like in the middle of a battle, and like with cuts, you can have cuts in there. He gets up and then like he gets shot or he gets cut down, and then the camera like goes back into his eye and then comes back out. Like, you can have cuts, I think, but there's a clever way to do the looping aspect of it. Exactly, right. A face waking up is a great example, right? Because it's, that's like a cut that that wouldn't even have to be a hidden cut, right? The last thing that happens in the loop is your character gets knocked out, and the first thing that happens is them waking up. Like, that's a cool loop. You know what I mean? John Marco, it's a good idea. We're both obviously very smart. I mean, that's another thing in CG. You can't get hung up on people copying each other, because it's we're all stealing from each other. That's the way it goes. Everything I do is stolen from someone. It's a tutorial that I saw, or a movie that I saw, and I'm like, oh, that hallway scene is so badass. And then you make it your own. Agent Kane, that's the fun. You just try. And it's so satisfying to, I'll probably do a session where I go through and just give feedback and like praise everyone's work, because everyone's working so hard on these. And so it's fun just to submit something. That's the fun about Clint's contests, and hopefully our contests, is that it's fun to force. I have a problem finishing things, and it's fun to really say, okay, I want to do this right. I want to do this right. especially for personal stuff. For client stuff, it's a little bit different, obviously. You're like paid to finish it. But for personal stuff, it's like, it's hard to make a finished asset. Like Sasha Zivik or whatever that guy's name is on, or girl on Insta with the crazy, like hazmat suit characters. Like they're always making these amazing things and they're really high quality and it must take so much time, Astartes, like years and years and years and years. And the challenges are fun because it forces you to do the same thing in a very short period of time. Yeah, and that's why, exactly. Yeah, you want to try because you just want to try and get better. You have a time limit and it's good. I would really recommend, Love, Death, and Robots is like, oh my God, Inspiration City. It's so good. The new season is amazing. Highly recommend everyone watch that. Oh, my favorite Love, Death, and Robots is that one with the monsters battling each other. Someone's Edge, Sunny's Edge. Oh my God, that is incredible. If anyone needs any CG inspiration, Sunny's Edge, so good. Cool. Well, we're gonna call it there. This was great, and we just focused on the mocap. I think we'll do something similar on Tuesday of next week. And just mocap focus, not getting into anything else. I'm more than happy to look at work in progress, especially next week. 3 robots. I mean, can't beat it, It's the best. But yeah, if you have work in progress that you want feedback on, feel free to put it on the work in progress channel on the Discord. Right here. Work in progress feedback. We'll do it. Yeah. Thanks for joining, everyone, and we'll see you on Tuesday, I think, of next week, and then on Thursday for Alain Bowie, which is going to be super fun. Focus on his workflow. Vellum. Let's pull him up. He's so freaking amazing. I'm so excited to just pick his brain about how he does all this stuff. This is just like gore alert, everyone. But this is just so freaking good. This right here. He's going to go through this whole workflow. Oh, it's brutal. Thanks, Alberto. Good to see you. Keep doing what you're doing. But this is the guy that we're going to be speaking with next week. And man, brutal. So good. This is all done with Vellum. He works in Cinema 4D, I think, in Blender. So Blender and Houdini. So that's what we're focusing on next week. How he does his retargeting, and then how he gets effects like that. Yeah, really great. I mean, and look at the bark sim on the tree, and then the sand sim for the leg. It's all so good. Really top notch. He's great. Just doing those TikTok dances, doing those sims and Houdini, I think. There you go. Cool. Okay, I'm going to sign off, everyone. Thanks for joining again, and I'll have that mocap up later tonight. It might be tomorrow morning, but at least Atelier's is up. So, okay. See y'all. Thanks, everyone, for